like that. I couldn't find any until I found KodeCamp, and it has really been exciting, but and tough as well. Until I started using Bootstrap. It has really been tough, but I think all the year hard work pays off at the end. Then
Okay, that's good. You guys are cracking me up on this chat talk. Trying to give us their daily dose of violence. Okay. Yeah, Michael, good to know that. Did you mention your stage? I don't think I caught
oh,
that.
okay. We just finished stage four tax, so I was graded, but I think I'm still awaiting promotion. Yeah,
Have you checked
but
for promotion
yeah,
recently? 'Cause
yeah, I think I checked it middle of the night, so I should be promoted actually
yeah,
due to my scores. Yeah, so I
yes,
would say I'm in
yeah,
stage
I
five.
promotion has been done. So for those of you who probably you saw that you've been graded, right? You can check now, right? Promotion has actually been done. I did that if thing about 20 minutes ago. So yeah, you should all be in your current stage based on the task you have done.
Including front.
Okay, so who is it? Okay, Samuel Edohueke. Can you hear me?
Good afternoon.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. Journey has actually been going well. Was given to us like the recent one, the bootstrap task that was given to us was actually challenging. I had to make some research, personal research, and learn some certain things. But it all paid off, and I was promoted to stage 5, which I am currently. Hello, can you hear me, please? My network is very bad. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, sir, can you hear me? Okay.
Okay, Uzebu Francis, go ahead. Hello. Can anyone hear me? Just want to be
All
sure.
right. Hello, good
Okay.
afternoon, sir. Can
Yes.
you hear me,
Good
sir?
afternoon. Yes, sir. I can hear you, sir.
All right. Thanks so very much, Sir Ikis, for this great opportunity. I, for one, it's been a very beautiful journey. First off, I am on the UI UX beginner track on stage 4, promotional task 5. It's been amazing. Although most of the times I miss out on the classes because it coincides with my um, church period. So I usually go back to watch the recorded version of the class and then catch up with the assignments. And our teacher, Miss Chamaka, has really been amazing. Honestly, she has this way of actually making sure that everybody's carried along. She makes sure that questions are asked and she answers them, giving all the minutest details one really needs to understand, to actually make progress. So for me, Bootcamp has been, um, should I say, a visitation of a kind for me because this actually the first of its kind for me because I've never had the opportunity to jump on any um, um, tech camp, such as this, where you're given more like a military training and you're learning on the track and you're getting to meet people who are always there to support you, you know, when it looks as though you're falling off track, someone is there to give you a helping hand, you know. So it's really been an amazing experience, and so I really want to say very thank you to Code House, KodeCamp, and every one of you, Sir Ikes, Simole, you know, everybody who has put up this very program. Honestly, the Lord will take this very KodeCamp to heights that will blow everybody's minds. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you so much, sir, for the privilege.
Oh,
I'm grateful.
oh wow. Prayer interim. Okay, thank you so much. And amen to your prayers. Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
so yeah, good one. Good to hear from uh okay. He said he has a soothing voice. Okay. Good one. Thanks everyone for the feedback, right? Yeah, of course we try to make sure that we do as much as we can. But of course, you know that in the end you guys do more of the work though, right? But it's good to know that CodeCamp 4.0 it's an impactful one for you guys, right? And yeah, so let's just get straight into what we have. Okay, I saw a name that I want to hear from. So first of all, a quick one. If you are a course rep or assistant, right, in any of the tracks, just raise your hand, please. I want to make you a co-host of this meeting. Yeah, big boys and big girls. If you are a course rep or the course rep for any of the tracks, right? Raise your hand. Front end, Node.js, whichever one, you're the course rep or the assistant. Just raise your hand. Some tracks have, some don't. So Fate, China, some, okay. These are the only course reps available. We are the rest. Paul, where is your course rep? I thought I saw your course rep on this call. Someone said let the non course reps breathe. So course reps once, yeah. So let them know once they join because I want to start. They should. So once I make a co-host, you get a notification. So you can lower your hand, but of course don't unmute. So you're going to help me create order, right? Make sure there's order. Point me to any message on the chat. Also answer questions and pay attention. So you're going to actually just anchor this meeting with me. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so yeah, so welcome to the project phase onboarding, right? Of course, the project phase is coming soon. We are about 4 weeks away from it. And the essence of this meeting is to sensitize you guys on what the information you need to have concerning the project phase, how you can prepare for the project phase. What are the requirements, right? What are the requirements for being, in a project phase, right? What are the things I need to do? What will qualify me for the project what phase, right? How would the project phase actually what look like, right? And what are we going to do during the project phase, before, during, and after. So that's basically what we're going to be doing today. Now, the very first item is the requirement, or rather the qualification, right, for being in the project phase. And I need you all to listen very carefully, right? I'll run everything through, okay, and then I'll take questions at the end, okay. I don't want to take questions in between, right, so that it doesn't distract us, okay. But at any point, right, you have a question, just note it down somewhere in your book or your notepad somewhere. Just note it down so that you ask. And it's very important that you ask questions after the end of this discussion, right, so that you are clear and you understand why. Because like I always say, ignorance is not an excuse, it's not bliss, right? I did not know will not fly, because there were opportunities for you to know, right? There were sessions that you should have been part of, or probably watched the recording, or you had a channel where you could have asked questions, or you had your fellow learners who we could have gotten information from. So there are so many avenues to get information. So not having the information, right, does not exempt you from whatever repercussion or whatever discipline or whatever, that may come out of that. So let's pay close attention. And if you have questions, please note them down. You ask them. I'll answer every question that is being asked. Okay, so the very first thing is the requirement, right? The requirement for being part of the project phase. Now, in KodeCamp, as you know, we have stages 1 to 8, right? You learn, and we have what we call promotional tasks, which you have to do, right, to move to the next stage, right? So each promotional task takes you to another stage, which I think some of you are probably in stage 4 or 5, right? 2, 3, and the likes. So the final stage is stage 8. Now, it is those who get to stage 8 that will. So stage 8 is the kickoff of the project or capstone project phase. So stage 8 makes you what we call a finalist, right? Stage 8 makes you what we call a finalist. You made it to the final stage. Now, but this is the caveat there, right? Currently, as you all know, when you're in stage 1, for those of you in stage 2, right, you submit a task, you can still be graded. Some of you don't keep to deadlines, right? So even after the deadline, you can still submit and you'll be graded, right? Which is fine. But that does not fly when you come to stage 8. Now, you will be in stage 7, right? And then you'll be given a promotional task from stage 7, which is the final task. So the final task will be given to you when you are in stage 7. Now, that task, the deadline of that task will be at least 5 days, at least, or let's say at most. At most, let's say at most 5 days, right? Now, there is no extension of deadline. Listen carefully. For the final task, which will be given to you in stage 7, there will be no extension of deadline. That's number 1. Number 2, there will be no regrading. Like, okay, for example, you make a mistake. So there is not going to be any, okay, go and fix your mistake and I'll grade you again. No, there is not going to be second chances. What that means is the moment your trainer assesses your submission, it means that what grading has started for you, and that can be only done once. So if for some reason you made a mistake that because of that mistake you did not get to the cutoff score, which in stage 8, listen carefully, currently your cutoff score is 75. By the last and final task, the cutoff score increases to 85. Please listen very carefully. It's very important that you listen carefully. The cutoff score is going to be 85 for the very final task. So those who do not get 85 and above on the first grading, first and only grading, you will not be a finalist. You will not be a finalist. I'll say it again, you will not be a finalist. Okay, so 85. There's no 84 and a half. 85 is the goal for you, right? 85 is the goal for you once you get to stage 8. You make sure you submit before the deadline. If the deadline is 11:59 on Saturday, which most likely it will be, if you like submit on Sunday, that is the 7th day of rest where you're going to church, it will not change anything. There's not going to be Jesus touched my mind or whatever, right? You lose it. It will not even be graded. That's even the thing. So there's no even need. We'll just sort the submissions by time. Once we sort it or filter it rather by time, we will just get only the people that submitted at a particular time range, and those are the persons that will be attended. So the rest, we will thank you very much for your learning. Of course, you have gone home with something, right? It's just like, it's not the same, but I just want to give you an idea. For some of you who know Big Brother, Nigeria, or whatever countries Big Brother, right? I don't know, right? not everybody that gets to the final stage, but there's one thing you go home with. That one thing everybody that enters the house goes home with is a certain level of popularity, which that's what most people go for apart from the money, right? A certain level of popularity, at least some people will know you. So in this case, at least you know you have learned something. We have introduced you to tech. You have gotten a much needed skill that you can even what fast track your own learning, your self-learning, and you still become better, right? Of course, there's still the community, the CodeCamp community that is always open to everyone, right? Where you can still continue learning. But as far as the boot camp is concerned, that will be the end of the journey for you. If you do not meet the deadline and you do not get from 85 and above, like I said, um just one submission, just one grading. So this is going to be worse for those of you who probably do not give access to your submissions. Those of you, when you're submitting a link and there is no access, once the trainer clicks on that your link, like I said, once they click, grading has commenced. So once your trainer clicks on your link and it is not accessible, that is a 0. No matter how beautiful your submission is, that is what, a 0. Because think about it, you're working in a company and they're trying to land a multi-million dollar project, and you are to develop a proposal. And you have to develop a proposal and the other people are lobbying for it, and they're like, okay, you know what, let's give this company a chance. And they told you to prepare presentation and submit. And then when other people submitted their own, no, but your own, they said, okay, we'll just take a look at these people's own. And then when they just try to click on the link, it says this link is broken, or you do not have permission to access this link. Your helper does not have permission to access your link. You're in soup already, right? So a lot of times it feels like we are being harsh and everything. No, we are basically just trying to make you guys understand that, look, you're going to be in a real world situation, and we try as much as possible to prepare you for that situation. We try as much as possible to prepare you. Someone says, what if a person gets 85 on the dot? Well, for that person who is asking on the chat, well, I would just hope you're a designer, right? Because you're a developer, you shouldn't ask me such a question. Well, doesn't mean designers don't have logical sense, but I'm just saying. Okay, so that's basically that. So that's like the requirements. Okay. So when you get to stage 8, like I said, it means you are a finalist. Now, this is very important. So being a finalist qualifies you for the project phase, which is the capstone project, but it does not qualify you for certification. Okay. Being a finalist qualifies you for the project phase, but it does not qualify you for certification. Now, the capstone project, you're going to be working as a team in groups, right? Which I'm going to address later, which is actually also the highlight of what we're going to be doing today, right? You're going to be working in groups, okay, of which as a team, everybody is meant to contribute, and not just contribute, in a very good and actual manner and measure, right? Effectively. So there is no ghost worker. So being in the finalist stage, right? Being a finalist, it means you can become part of the capstone project. Now, your engagement, your contributions, your timely contributions, there are a lot of things that I look out for during the project phase, right? One of it, like I said, you're going to be working in a team. Attendance to meetings is part of what will be used to grade you, right? Because you guys will have meetings. You need to have meetings, right? During the capstone project phase, you need to have what we call a daily stand-up, right? You learn all those. There are certain terms that you learn when you get to the project phase. I'm not going to introduce that here. It's not for everybody, because it's not everybody that actually gets there, and that's not. It's not me being negative. It's just the reality. Okay, so attendance, right, is something that will grade you on. Secondly, the number of tasks that you do and the quality of that work that you do. You can be in a team and they give you a task that should take you 1 day and it takes you 4 days. It's a very low mark for you, and I will not certify you at all, because you're also already dragging the team back, and it means that you still have a lot to learn remember, I think I said it during the video, we are not just here to teach you front end, teach you UI UX. No, not just the skill. I'm also going to be teaching you character. And the only people we certify are people who have both the skill and the character, because those are the persons we now move into the internship phase, because the internship phase is not for everybody. It is for the finalists, right? It is those that those that are certified rather. Those are the persons that qualify for the internship phase, not a finalist, not a KodeCamp 4.0 participant, right? It is those who are certified. Those are the persons that will get to the internship phase, right? So yeah, so that's kind of like the requirements, right? And qualification for getting into the final into the what project phase. If you have questions on that, raise your hand before I go to the next session. I think I just tried to just on the fly, I just broke it into 2 sessions right now. I did that on the fly, so I can attend to questions regarding this section. Then the next session will now talk about the project phase proper and the groupings, right? So let me take questions for this section of what I've said, right? So if you have any question, just raise your hand. Let me address it before we move to the main business for the day. Okay, Paul, go ahead.
Okay, sir. My question is, you made a statement that being a finalist qualifies you for the capstone, not certification. Like, it's kind of confusing. That's number one question. And the second one is that, from stage 1 or 0 to where I am 5, I have never complained of my score, even though I score maybe 85 or 8 or stuff. I've never complained. So my question now is that, can I ask my mentor why I scored a specific grade so that I can learn? Because if I go to my dashboard, I just see green, like my score is green, oh, me, I'm satisfied. But if I score 80, some 90, some 85, I need to ask, what did I do that I scored 80, or what should I do to get 100? We don't ask those questions in KodeCamp. Okay. They just say, okay, you guys just say, if you score 75 plus, no need to attend this Google Meet, no need to do this, ask this question. But we are supposed to ask so that we'll learn. Because all of us here, like me, I'm a beginner. Yeah, so just I'm doing some personal research, but I need to ask why I got 80 instead of 90 or instead of 100. It's good to be ambitious, like sometimes. So you ask yourself why you didn't get a particular score. I know that score doesn't matter, but just ask me, because this stage you are telling us now, 85 plus before you reach the final ability certification. So that's my question.
Okay, first, that's a very good one. I think you especially the second one, you asked a question that I know is in a lot of people's minds, but maybe I don't know if they're scared to ask it. So you have just become their mouthpiece. Okay, so I'll start with the first one, right? Just stay unmuted because I will try to redirect the question to you just to be sure I got it clearly, right, before I answer. So the first one was you need clarity on a finalist being in the capstone phase, but not the certification, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what I said is this. Uh, being what qualifies you for being a finalist means that you got to the final stage, which is stage 8. Means that you are going to be working, you're part of those who will be working on the capstone project. Okay, so think of it like you have, okay, think of it this way. You've done your junior secondary, you've done your senior secondary, right? Passing your mock exam in, I don't know how it's done in some other schools, right? But of course in Nigeria here, right? After your SS1, SS2, you have to now register for WAEC, right? If your registration goes through, what happens is that you are now qualified to write the SSCE exams, right?
Okay.
That's good. Now, That is just so that's what the finalist is. Once you pass this exam, right? Once you pass the stage 8, right, you have now become a finalist, and that qualifies you for the what's it called, for the capstone project. Now, but for certification, for you to get the SSC certification, you have to pass the exam. You have to read, you have to do a lot of stuff, right? To get, it's not everybody that registers for that exam that gets a certificate. Some of them will fail, right? So in this context, in our own context, just because you are part of the project phase does not mean we will certify you, because you and I know that there are people in a group that don't do anything because they know somebody else will do it for them. You can, you know the context of ghost workers. Have you heard that word before? Ghost worker.
Yes.
Good, you've heard it. Good. So I don't want ghost workers. And this is from experience, right? In 1.0, 2.0, there are people in a group, they will assign a task to them and they'll come up with all manner of excuses. My laptop did this, my laptop did that. I went to this place, I went to that, my great-grandfather died, my great-great-great-grandfather came back from the grave. This one happened, that one happened, and they don't do anything in the project phase. Now I'm asking myself a question. Why will I certify somebody that did nothing in the project of everything you've been taught? This is where you now get to practicalize it. You get to what, do it, actual stuff. So they have been teaching you, you've been doing tasks and everything, but now you're going to build a real world project. So this is where I get to see that, okay, everything you've been taught, I am now seeing it in action. So if I don't get an opportunity to see it, I don't trust that you would, because this task, see, whether we like it or not, some persons on this is just life, right? There are some persons that their task, they did not do it themselves, and I know it's not a big deal. Someone helped them. It is very, very true, because they want to try to pass. I've seen some designers that I see their submission. I see somebody else, their board, that was reviewing their design for them. In fact, one forgot to even remove the comment that the person that was reviewing made. She forgot to resolve that particular comment. So the comment was there. So it shows that somebody did it for her, somebody was assisting. Well, of course, it's fine for somebody to assist. But when it comes to the project phase, then have to see the work you're doing, have to see the quality of the work you're doing, because when CodeCamp says take this certificate, we are telling the world that we know that, and try for us to get to that. Now, for the screen, I'm going to take, I'm going to address the first. There's something you mentioned about it's not wrong to be ambitious. Of course, it is not, right? Please confirm we can hear.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can
Sure.
hear you. We can hear you.
The network is breaking from my own end.
Okay, okay.
Network is breaking.
Someone was saying, oh, okay, okay. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Okay, so confirm if it's okay now. Paul. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay, good. Now for I don't know, maybe I'll just take a step back just a little. So just to reiterate, because I don't know where you guys lost me. So for the capstone project, right? Like I said, qualification is you getting to the final stage, which is stage 8. But certification, what qualifies you to be certified is your input during the project phase. You're going to be working with a team. So I need to see the quality of your work. I need to see how well you work with others. I need to see your attendance, if you attend meetings. Because when you get to the real world scenario, where you're working for people, you will attend meetings. You will communicate with your team members. You will do your task, and you have to do it in due time with good quality. So these are things that I'm even giving you a heads up. I'm not supposed to say this here, but these are things that I look out for during the project phase to know who to certify. So in KodeCamp, certification is not gotten by just finishing the final stage. It is gotten by merit, because those people we certify are the people we beat our chest and say, these ones, we can bank on these ones to deliver, right? We've had interns that we have sent to various companies, right? From the last part, I was actually, I think that was last week. I was speaking to one of the technical guy in one of the companies that we sent interns to, and he was giving me good feedback. Your interns, no, they are delivering. Wow, that's nice. But we are looking at getting more persons in 4.0, and that. I was like, okay, that's good report, right? Why? Because some of the things that they are doing right now are things that they learned during their project phase. They first of all went through it before now what applying. So I hope that clears that. Then for the score, right? Like I said, I wanted to address, you made a statement about it's not wrong to be ambitious. Yeah, that's good. Actually, being ambitious is not a crime, but you can be ambitious for the very wrong things. You can be ambitious for the things that are not pretty relevant, right? This is a typical example. Yeah, for you to want to get 100, for example, there is nobody in my track. There's nobody I can ever give 100. It's not the worst I can do is 99, or the best rather I can do is 99. Why will I give you 100? What do you want to use 100 and do? Do you want to fry egg with it? Right? Okay. So because I don't even think anybody can even get 100. Do you know 100 is? You guys don't know what 100 is. Let me give an example for developers, right? Just a line of code. I can check your code, right? And even if it's an extra indentation somewhere, you're supposed to lose mark. Design. If I check your design, just one small alignment, one small one. In fact, let me give designers a hint. For some of you that this is one of the things that will choke you. Maybe I just go through I will go through your submission from a different just from a view mode perspective, right? And I'll check your alignment. Once I see any decimal points in any of your submission, you lose mark now. 2 seconds. So let's say from the distance from one element to another element, I'm seeing 13. From the left, from the right, I'm seeing 13.01 or 13.1. Sorry. I will take that. That's me. I'm not saying that's how all trainers do, but that's me. And you will get to see that if I mistakenly check your submission, because I check every submission from every track, right? I can grade every submission in every track. I've graded UI UX. I can grade front end. So just the only thing is just hope I'm not the one that grades you. That's just it. Because if I do, even if somebody gives you 100, I can remove it and make it 99. Right? Well, so that's just for score. It's good to be ambitious, but don't be ambitious for the wrong thing. Now, for feedback, right? I don't think there's no rule that says you cannot actually ask a question. Ask your trainer. Even in my classes, right? If you feel, my own is don't come to me based on score. If you come to me based on score, you're telling me to actually now take a second look at your submission. And trust me, if I do, I will see something wrong, and you may even get lower. Sometimes you guys need to understand that the score you see, right, is because we are trying to look sometimes from a more high level view of, okay, you know what, this is the requirement, right? But setting attention to details, we can decide to just, okay, you know what, well, okay, let's just let this person go, and then in class we can now talk about the fact that you guys need to pay attention to certain details, right? So for the front end guys, see, you guys are learning. That's number one. I don't think there's any of you, and I would love to be proven wrong, that has implemented a task exactly. I've reviewed most of people's tasks exactly based and giving exactly what was expected. That's right. For example, responsiveness. You guys have been fighting it like hell, but it's okay. We are not here to. I'm not here to raise perfectionists, right? No, I'm here to raise people who are smart, who are resourceful, right? Resourceful is a keyword. I'm here to raise people who understand that, look, this is a career. This is not it's not side work, right? So I'm ready to put in every energy. I'm here to raise people who will pay attention to details, which is why I'm going to be more involved in more tracks now, because some persons just come and say, hey, I've not been, I scored this, I scored that. I'll start checking that thing you said you scored and you're expecting 80. I'll check it, no problem, right? And if I see something else, we'll drop it. The worst is if we drop it down to 74, that means you go back to the previous. Listen, that's a demotion, right? That's not a demotion. So just demote you, right? Until you now fix everything you need to fix, and then of course, for some of you, I think I said this before about grading of tasks, right? Once your task is graded once and there's a correction given, you can never get anything greater than 75. I think I said that during the orientation, right? So don't think that once you do a correction that your score will increase. No, it will not. It will not. The highest you get is what? 75. The reason is also this. I want you guys to also learn to do things the right way the first time, right? Everything we do here is part of training. It's part of training. I want you guys to learn to do it right time, the very first time you're doing it as expected. As expected. Don't just, I think I said this, but don't rush into task. First thing you do with the task is to understand the task. And in understanding the task is what? Understanding the requirements. What does this task require me to do? See, I think I said this before. There are two things about a task. There is what the task requires, and there is what the trainer requires. And that's why it's very good to understand your trainer. When your trainer, every time your trainer teaches, or you should understand your trainer. You should know you know your trainer, so you should know what your trainer expects, what he's looking out for. It may not be communicated in the task, but it is there. It's an expectation, right? A typical example, React guys, right? You're giving a design to replicate to design, right? Of course, you should know that your trainer already, React people, for example, you know your trainer. So if you try to just do things haphazard there, let me just because that's what some of you do. And let me just submit like that, right? Let me just submit, I think I've tried my best. I've tried. Let me just submit. Okay. He will not let you. That for the React people, you already know about that. He won't let you. Okay, you go back and do that thing the right way. So if you feel you need feedback, right, just ask your trainer. There's no law. There's no law that says you cannot ask your trainer. There's no law. Okay, so take note of that. You can ask for feedback. But like I said, don't. There's also a way to ask. I'm trying to make it like it's your right. When you come off that way, I won't tell the trainer to shut it down. Don't say anything. Because I want you also to be smart. I think there's someone in the Discord. I told the person, you're asking your trainer what you did that for you to get this. Go and look at your submission again. If you figure out the issue, I'll give you 5K. And I don't think she was able to. And that's another thing. That is a skill you need to learn to be able to figure out what is wrong with your own problem. Because that's debugging. You start working in a company, you write code, your code will refuse to run as expected. Do you think you'll call your trainer to check what is wrong? No, you will not. You have to debug it yourself. You have to look at it again and again and again. Compare, contrast. It is a skill. So sometimes we not giving feedback. It's not because we cannot give feedbacks, guys. I need you guys to understand this is not university, and this is a method that I like to use because I want to raise people that are independent, like people that can stand on their own and not really need somebody to review their work and give feedback, because that is one thing that will set you apart wherever you go. When a company know that once a task is given to Paul, don't worry. No, don't worry. We don't need to look at that task 2 times. Right? Because they trust that your eyes, your brain, everything about you is working at optimal level. You know how to decode and encode and do all those stuff. Okay. So yeah, I think that's basically that's that. I think that's the only question. Okay, one hand. Okay, I'll just attend to Samuela and then that's all. I said if you had questions, raise hands. Okay, Samuela, go ahead.
Okay, sir. So you mentioned that one of the things that you consider is attendance to class. So I'm like, the attendance to class, is it from when we started or after stage 7? When like team meetings, that is when you consider the attendance.
Okay, no, not attendance to class. With respect to the project phases, attendance to team meetings, not really, not class.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
attendance to team meetings because you're working in a team. You guys will need to meet often to get feedback, for people to know what's up, the progress and everything. We'll have what we call daily stand-up and all that, where people get to say, okay, this is what I worked on yesterday. This is what I'm going to be working on today. So that attendance to team meetings, right, is going to help, right? So if you have a question, I'll just take one or two. If you have, raise your hand. It's simple English. If I wanted to read the words in chat, I would. I'm seeing the chat. If I wanted to read it, I would. I could have. I said, raise your hand. I want to hear you talk. Okay. Faith, question has nothing to do with co-host. I don't know if you are, if something is affecting you, it's affecting you. Shonibare, go ahead.
Good afternoon. Can you
Yes,
hear me?
good afternoon. Go ahead.
Yeah, please, I want to just say an observation and kind of a suggestion. Because I've actually
Okay.
been attending classes and doing my tax. I had a situation this last tax. We saw a message from our coordinator. He sent our facilitator. He sent a message that he had dropped the tax, and I got home that day to check. It was saying 2 days to deadline, and that was on a Thursday. Thursday around 3 p.m. It was showing 2 days to deadline. Only for me to work on it and get to see the criteria, and I saw that it was already overdue as at Friday evening. So I don't know if we can kind of put the deadline notification and put it in hours or in because I didn't actually understand because as at 3 on Thursday, I was thinking that since it was 2 days, that would be Friday and Saturday. Not knowing that the 2 days, I don't know whether it was started from the Thursday to Friday, or I didn't know how the deadline actually was counted. So I don't know if there's an explanation to that, or if the suggestion, if they can put the deadline in terms of, okay, you have 24 hours remaining, 48 hours remaining, that will actually make us know the exact time of the deadline. Because I was actually not happy the way I discovered that it was already overdue, and I thought I had time.
Okay, so your problem was assumption, right? I understand. Your problem was assumption. That's number one problem. Number two is that's the one challenge most of you make. You guys are targeting deadline. Okay, 11:59 Friday. So I should submit by 10:59, in fact 11:57, or that's by the way. So assumption is your challenge, right? And you're the first person that has brought up this. See, the question is, number one, you do not even know when task was dropped. That's the thing. So you wanting to calculate it yourself, that's even where you are. Where you kind of missed it, right? Because you probably want to now start doing the calculation yourself to know, okay, when, so you have already calculated, and in your mind, right, it is going to what's it called, finish on Saturday, right? But did you stop to think that what if this was dropped on Wednesday? You see, there's one mistake we make when it comes to calculating dates, right? It's a 24-hour thing. If I tell you 2 days, let me maybe on the chat, quick one. Let's do something on the chat for those of you who want to engage in this now. If I tell you If I give a task and I say it's going to end in 2 days from today, right? When is it going to end? I need somebody to give me that. If assuming I drop a task right now and I said you have 2 days, when are you expected to submit? And when is the deadline? When is the deadline? Assuming I say today, I drop a task today. What's today? Right, Monday. What is the time? I'll give money to the person who can give me an exact time for the first person that gives me a good time. Okay, good. Thank you very much. That is okay. I think I'm seeing Samuel. Somebody is giving me so this is around, let's say, one. Let me use Samuel 102 Monday. 102 Monday to 102 Tuesday is 1 day. That's 24 hours. Then 102 Tuesday to 102 Wednesday is what? 2 days, right? So if your task was dropped on Wednesday and you have 2 days, that means it's Friday. Now, if it is a Wednesday night, it's the timing starts from that night. Because sometimes we mix up this calculation a lot of times, right? Who they drop account number? You guys are funny, right? So don't, number one, your suggestion is noted, but I will not implement it. I know it's not the first time someone has brought up this suggestion. This suggestion is something that is going to make every one of you a bit more relaxed. You can now be looking at countdown and no. I'm not here to make anybody relax. Okay. I need you to know that there is no time. This skill you're learning, there is no time. So a 12-year-old is learning the same thing you're learning right now. An 11-year-old is learning it. A 10-year-old is learning it somewhere in this world. You don't have time. You're older than a 10-year-old that I was 2 years back. I had an 11-year-old I was teaching mobile app development. It's currently in the US. There is no time. So that's one thing I want to, I try to do in KodeCamp for you guys to know that time is not your friend. And anything that will make you not feel like time is your friend, I'll cut it. That's me. I will cut it and kill it. Like I'll kill it well. Right? Let time do you something. In fact, it's good that you're not happy. I like the fact that you're not happy. Right? But of course, it's what you now do with that emotion that will determine, right? Good. So I like the fact that you're not happy. So let that sadness or anger, right? Let it push you, right? To now, like, okay, you know what? This will not happen again. You know what? No, this will not happen again. When I will make sure I submit my task on time so that nobody will now tell me anything. That's a very, very good anger. I hope that is where the anger will take you to. If it's taking you to another place, I'm sorry, you're the only person that is going to be there. You're the only person that will be there. But if it takes you to this other place that I'm telling you of now, trust me, you do yourself a whole lot of good. Not just in KodeCamp, guy. Not just in KodeCamp. Not just in KodeCamp. It's going to take anywhere in this life. Anywhere in this life. Okay, so yeah. I think I've cleared that up. Okay, Idong took it on.
Okay, good day.
Yes.
Sorry, I think I'll be taking you back a bit. I just came out from a meeting to join this. I saw something about 85%. I didn't really start from the beginning. I don't know if you could help me out with it, please.
Why? How much will you pay me?
That's why
okay, like I said, don't worry, it's fine. It's fine. It's 5%. That's the cutoff score for your final task in stage 7 to get to a finalist. So if you do not get 85% and above, you will not be a finalist and you will not get to stage 8. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's fine. I hope that is clear. Okay, let's Ntuk, I hope that's okay. That's clear, right?
Yes, thank you. That's okay. Thank you.
Okay. So no more questions. Yeah, no more questions. Your co-host doesn't mean you cannot raise your hand. And I said raise hand. You can't. You can't. Hold on. You can't find your hand.
No, like when I see it on my page right now, I'm seeing like mute rename, but I'm not seeing raise hand.
You're looking. That means you're not used to the interface of someone who is a co-host. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Let me teach you. Hold on. Can you see reactions? An icon called reactions. That should be after chat. Are you using a mobile or your system?
Yes, I'm seeing reaction. Okay. Oh,
Oh yeah, now you're brilliant. See co-host. Okay, go ahead.
yeah. So my question, you talked about you talked about like, for example, after like you are already in the final list, right? You have to
Mm,
make sure you attend stand up because you be graded both as a team and individually. And then you now
yeah.
mention internship again. So I was wondering, wait, is the final task the same as the internship, or at what point do somebody get the internship?
Okay. What I said about internship, I said it is only those who are certified. Those are the persons that will qualify for what's internships. That's what I said. Internship is not a task. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, it's only those that are
Now,
certified. Yeah. Go ahead.
okay, now, so how you talked about like one requirement for the situation is that you have to make sure you have to, like those stand up, you have to join those meetings, and I don't know, you mentioned other things, but I didn't get those ones. So I don't know if you
Don't
can
worry.
repeat that.
Those if you missed that, don't worry. I've passed that. You can watch this video, or you get to the finalist stage and you'll hear about it. I wasn't even supposed to mention all those, but I just ran through that. Those information are for people who get to the final stage. So don't worry about yourself. Just make sure you meet there. If you want to know more, either you watch the video again or meet meet up and make sure you are a finalist. Be a co-host also, be a finalist. It's not going to be nice that a course rep. Course rep. There's this statement that in school. They say course rep don't get carryovers. Is that true? I heard that somewhere some years back. Say if you're a course rep, don't worry. You never feel any course. Okay, well that's by the way. Okay, so let's get to the main thing. Um, let's get to the main thing. Okay, so now we have established the requirement. So now let's get into the project phase. I should be done with this in the next 20 minutes, and then I'll take questions, and then we are out. I'm out of your hair, so I can go and finish up your task. So those of you probably in stage 2, 3, or whatever, you still have the opportunity to get to the final stage. We are still there. We are still available to grade. But I graded some a stage 1 submission, the stage 2 submission. We are still here for you, but of course, at some point we will take a step back and say thank you very much, right? Okay, so let me share this. Let me share a different screen. So concerning the project phase, now the capstone project phase, each and every one of you, regardless of your stage, right? Each and every one of you, regardless of your stage, have been put in a group. Now, in the beginner level, we have 4 groups. Please pay attention. In the beginner level, we have 4 groups, group 1, 2, 3, and 4. Much later, we're going to give the group some names, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4. In the intermediate level, we have 2 groups, right? So from people from stage 1 down to the current stage, everyone has been groups. Of course, if for some reason you don't see your name, the name was gotten from the learning management system. So if for some reason you did not see your name, you reach out to me. But no, before you reach out to me, well, just to make sure that you're not owing, right? So those who, yeah, everybody has a group, right? And this is now this is the reason we added everyone, regardless of your stages. If for some of you who are smart, one of the things it will help you do is you now have people around you, like minds, that can assist, push you up, help push you up, and all those stuff. So if you leverage on it, it's fine, right? But much more, the major reason is because the capstone project that will be worked on will be decided by you. We are not giving you what to work on. You will come up with what you work on. Each of these groups will meet and come up with what they will work on as the capstone project, right? So everyone in the group is to meet. You set your own Google Meet meeting. You guys meet, you communicate, and you decide what you will work on. It is open to everyone, regardless of your stage. It's the actual work that will depend, that your stage will depend on. But this current stage is open to everybody, right? And everybody has been added. If you do not see your name, you reach out to me. on your track channel, just on your track channel, or maybe I'll just put that on support, right? Maybe I think we'll do that on the support channel. Now, so how is this going to be done, right? Okay, so this is how it's going to be done. Let me zoom in a bit. I'm sure, to be sure that you guys can see this a bit more clearly. So this is the capstone project details. I'm just going to run through it. I'm going to share this document, right, with everyone. I'm going to share it with you guys. But it will be dropped on the WhatsApp, on the group. So I created a WhatsApp group for that. It's going to be temporary. It's just going to be a temporary group for you guys to communicate and do the necessary stuff. And then after that, we'll go back to what Discord, the capstone project and everything is Discord, right? Okay, so this is it, right? So as part of the graduation requirements for the KodeCamp program, every finalist must work on a final project designed to position you to deliver a real-world solution. So you're required to deliver a solution that leverages technology in delivering its solution, and it should solve a real-life problem in any of the following areas. Agriculture. So I dropped some examples here. You can actually look them out, some products and solutions. Fintech, right? Edutech, right, or edtech, healthcare, media and entertainment, transport, mobility, and logistics. Any of these criteria, right? Your solution should be in any of these criteria, and it's fine. So, or any of these areas, rather. Now, for a criteria, so your capstone project will be evaluated based on the following. So, whatever idea or project you're coming up with, the solution must be feasible. I'm not telling you to go and bring up an idea that will take you 10 billion naira to build, $10 billion, $5 billion. No, it's not. The goal here is not to build a product that you want to start making money immediately. Of course, if it's something that can be monetized, that becomes a plan. Not that you want to start. It's something that must be feasible. You don't have to go and bring in some exuberating features that will take you 5 years to build. Remember, the project phase is just 1 month. Right, so we're not expecting you to bring. You will learn about what we call MVPs, which is minimum viable products, which is basically just you getting out certain features that the user can start making use of. Right, your users can just start working with while you add other features. And what that means is this: for example, Facebook did not wait for them to have the video call feature for them to launch Facebook. They did not. They did not wait for them to have, most of the features they have now before they launched. In fact, go and Google it and you see what Facebook actually started with. You'll be shocked. You'll be amazed. Go and look at Facebook's UI from 2000 and let's say 2008 or 9 or 10. Just you see that there has been improvement. So they did not wait to have everything before they tested the market, before they launched. So your solution must be feasible. It must have a commercial potential. That means it must be attractive to paying customers. People should be able to pay for it, right? And it must also have a social potential, right? Attractive to donors, maybe government institutions that can adopt that solution, right? So you're the one to come up with that. It must be scalable, right? It means that it can grow, right? Both the user base and everything, it can grow. Solution must be technology enabled, originality and innovation, quality of design and user experience, technical proficiency and functionality, professionalism of the final presentation and demonstration. Well, this is basically going to be for the final day, right? So the guidelines for selecting and developing whatever solution, right, is to identify a target audience and a specific problem or need that your product or solution will address, right? Conduct your market research. Of course, the designers, you should know all about this. Conduct your market research and competitor analysis to identify gaps and opportunities. Develop a brand identity, right? At least you should have logo and name and all that. Create a detailed plan for developing and launching your product, including timeline, budget, and team roles. Some of these things will make you guys learn some other skills that you don't have, right? You learn some other skills that you don't have. And that's one thing the project phase does to you, right? You pick up skills that you don't have that is going to be relevant. So your product must be tech driven. Every product must have a website and a mobile application prototype design, right? So some of the projects we may not do the app version, the mobile app, but the design should actually have a responsive. So I think that's a bit more details when we get to the actual project phase. The product must have its its internet accessible platform, that is a website or mobile application that is working on the day of the presentation. So on the final day, I'm not going to see a Figma file. I'm not going to see your code. I just want to see the product. So if it is not working, I won't even certify the whole group. So there's no need. So make sure a project is solving a problem using technology. So the expected output is, number one, we want a project proposal and a market research report, a brand identity and positioning document, working prototype, and then final presentation. So the first two is going to be submitted on the 15th of July. Please listen carefully. Everybody is going to join the group today, right? Of course, that's for people who are serious. So you will have 7 days to come up with a project idea that includes the project proposal, the market research report, a brand identity and positioning document. So summarily, what that means is I need to know your project idea, right? What is the problem? What is the solution? How do you plan to solve it? What is the identity? You can even give the product a name. You can even come up with a logo. That's fine, right? That's also good. Some of you will learn how to build a startup from this. You will learn a lot of things if you engage and not leave it for some people. You will learn a lot of things. The working prototype and the final days, these other two is going to be for the final and closing ceremony where you present this to everyone. And of course, sponsors, partners, they will all be on the call to look out for people. Some of the persons that actually got internships and jobs from KodeCamp was because of what they did in the final project, right? Some of the partners just reached out. Oh, I loved that project. Who are the people in that team? So just make yourself proud. So I need this. These are the two things that should be submitted on the 15th of July, right? We have practically 1 week for you guys to tell me this is what we work on. See, you're going to prove to me why we should work on it actually. And just so you know, I can reject the project proposal. I can tell you that, well, I don't this idea, and I will try to give you reasons why that idea is not going to fly. Okay? Don't try to build another Facebook. You can't compete with Facebook, so don't even try. Okay? There are people you cannot compete with. Of course, except you have something they don't have and you're able to implement it. So I'm wondering what Facebook don't have that you can implement in 1 month. Right? So okay, so that's the expected output, right? So I'm going to drop this document, right? Just so you guys will have access to it now, and then you will just follow this link here. So this link will take you to a sheet, which I'm going to show you now. Now, the sheet is going to show you the groupings, right? I think I need to make a change to that. It's going to show you the groupings, right? And I'll just show you the sheets before I share it. So you can see the deadline for this is 15th. 12 p.m. Submit late now. Just cancel that group. I don't think I'm wasting time. This is not task. This is not a task that you say, okay, yeah, don't worry, we can submit 2 days later. No. So someone say my MSc project know how to reach like this. Okay, so this is it, right? This is the capstone project teams, right? For some of you, if you're quick to see your names, I don't think I want to zoom in fully. Let me see, just a bit. Okay. So yeah, so we have group 1, right? And then we have group 2. So if you can see your name, well, that's fine. If you don't see your name, well, you have, so this is what you're going to do. Let me just show you what to do. And please listen carefully because in 3.0, I kicked out about 6 or 7 persons from the boot camp because they decided to disobey a simple instruction. So listen carefully. Now, on this document, there's a link to each group. Just join your own group. The moment, because there's a number here, so there's an expected number that should be on the group. If I see more than that, I will trace it and I will find out the person. And the moment I find out, I don't take, sorry, sir, it was a mistake. No. I kick you out of the bootcamp, like out, because it means that you already showed me that you're someone who does not listen and follow instructions, right? And like I said, I kicked out about 6 or 7 I can't remember the number, but it's between 6 and 7. Why? Because there was one human being that joined all groups, both intermediates. He joined all of them, all the WhatsApp group. And till today, I don't even know why. Like, I don't even understand why, right? So immediately, I just kicked him out. No, there's no, sorry, what did I do wrong? No, there's no, I don't owe you any explanation, right? Because I made this very clear. So once you figure out your name, how can you find your name? For some of you who are probably, just when you get access to the sheet, you can just do Control F, right? So this basically help you to find your name. So for example, Agunsi, yeah, I think that the spelling of her name, or Udo or something. Okay, it's Ago, yeah, AgonON, right? Okay, good. So you just search your name, right? Once you search it, you just see it. For example, this one, and you can see, oh, what group am I? Group 1. Then all you do is click on the link by the right side, right? Click here, and that should open up and direct you to, for example, this for intermediate group 1, and then you join, right? And then you join it. Please join only the group that has been assigned to you. I'll say it again. Join only the group that's been assigned to you. If I see you in 2 groups, there's no mistake. I don't accept it was a mistake. That's me. I don't accept it. Right? When the process to making that mistake does not even make any sense. There's some people that say they made a mistake, and I look at the process to make that mistake. It doesn't add up. For example, somebody who submitted, someone that submitted one thing like that, and I'm like, and he said it's a mistake. I said, you are lying to yourself. You did, and I said you are lying. And when after some long talk, I got to find out that he actually did it on purpose. Why? He was trying to buy time. So he submitted an empty link. So just so that he does not miss the submission, he submitted empty link. And before the person was saying it was a mistake. It wasn't a mistake. You did it on purpose because, first of all, when you paste the link, your eyes are working for you to see that number 1 is a Google Doc link. Before you submit, you're being asked the question, are you sure? You're being asked a question. So when you click yes, you're basically telling me that you are sure. So that's basically that. Okay. So I'm going to drop this on your track channels. I'm not going to drop it in the announcement channel. Maybe I should. Okay, I think I'll drop it on the announcement channel. I'll drop I'll just drop the group link for you to join, right? But for this other capstone document, I'll drop it on the WhatsApp group. So this is what I need you guys to do for me. Please listen, immediately you join the WhatsApp group, introduce yourself, your name, your track, and your stage with a level also, okay? So let's say beginner, front end, beginner this, intermediate this, name, track level, stage, right? Introduce yourself first. You guys should play around, find out. Before the end of today also, I need you guys to be able to choose one person that's going to represent you as a team lead. So choose a team lead. So there should be a team lead from every group before the end of today. No time to waste. So there's no time to waste. This is a very good opportunity for you to connect with people. So everything we do in KodeCamp is intentional. It's not always directed at you learning front end or writing code. No, there are other things that we do, right, to get you guys to learn certain soft skills that you need in life. Okay, so yeah, so that's that. So once you join the WhatsApp, then we take it up from there. Okay. Yeah, that's about it. Okay, so let's take questions. let's take questions. If you have a question, just raise your hand. And then, so yeah, just to also reiterate, once you have access to this, please look down. For those of you that have not used Google Sheets before, look down. Where you click here, you can see this is intermediate. That's why it's just group 1 and group 2. If you're a beginner, just click on beginner. Come down here. If you're using a mobile device, you should also be able to switch between each of those worksheets, right? You should be able to switch between. So please make sure before you click any WhatsApp, make sure, double check, triple check. If I see you in 2, mistake or no mistake, you're out of the bootcamp. You won't even have access to the LMS again. I will just block you out, take you out from the LMS. You won't be able to do any. If I will be able to log in to the LMS again, please, please, please. Okay, so someone wants to ask someone says scan for my name in 2 seconds. Okay. If you have a question, raise your hand. Raise your hand. Raise your hand quickly. Raise your hand. All right, so we can close this out. Okay. So how many persons? I have 6 persons. Okay. Okay. 6 questions. Okay. So let me attend to those 6. Paul, go ahead.
Okay, sir. Thank you for the details. So my question is, you say you're going to group us. Okay, the group has already been created for all of us to join, and I think you use Excel to design the group, right?
I don't know why you're asking a question you know the answer to.
No,
You saw Excel sheets. Go ahead, ask the question.
Okay,
Ask the question.
What I wanted to ask is that, what if by mistake, or I'm not saying that it's kind of by mistake somebody clicked the link and somebody joined a group that he was not supposed to join, then you say you're going to kick the person out. But there are a lot of mistakes that can be considered. Yeah, maybe it can be that that person was scrolling down, they mistakenly touched the link and join a group and immediately get out of the group. Will you
Okay,
still kick that person out?
Paul, wait. See, you cannot mistakenly join a group. That's why I said there's a process. When you click on a link, any group, when you click on a link, it first of all shows you, after loading, it shows you the name of that group before you click on join. So there's no mistake there. There's a process to anything you're calling a mistake. Before you do, you will see the name of the group. So you see the name, you see BG group 1, this group 2, which of course you should have checked for your name and you know the group you fall under. So when you see your name, you look up, okay, I'm in group 2. And then you click a group, it shows you that, okay, this link is for group 3. And you're not going to click join. My brother, I'll kick you out. No, it's not 2 seconds. You will leave the bootcamp.
Okay, my last question, sir.
Yes.
Okay, like for front end developers now, maybe
yes.
Like you created a group for us to follow the capstone details. But the question I want to ask is that, are there UI UX designer mixed up with other front end developers that can bring ideas?
Yes, each team is made up of everyone evenly distributed in the track. So group 1, each team has for the beginners, each team has front end, back end, UI UX DevOps. For intermediate, each team has front React, UI UX, also have DevOps, and then has what's it called? Back end, which is Node.js, and Python. So there's each group is there. It's not a front end thing. It's a group made up of every track. Okay. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. Duncan, go ahead.
Please, I just wanted to verify something. You said that there's no class today, right? Hello, can you hear me?
Ask your trainer. That one, ask your trainer. The classes I canceled was the ones that actually coincide with this onboarding. So if you have a class for 7 p.m., that class should still hold. So ask your trainer.
Okay, sir. And my second question is, you said that you put everybody in, even though they are not in the current stage. So what happens if those that we put in our group decide not to participate again, like what would there be someone to fill in for the person, or how would we go about it?
When that bridge reach, we'll cross it. That one is left for
Okay,
me
sir.
to handle. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Stanley, please, whenever you're done asking the question, lower your hand. Stanley, go ahead.
Okay, good afternoon, sir. I just want to affirm if I can bring up my questions from this document, this capstone project details.
Of course.
Okay, can you scroll down to the
Okay, go ahead. All right, go ahead.
Can you
Scroll
please
down
scroll
to
down
yeah,
to the bottom to the bottom?
to the bottom.
Yeah,
Bottom. Yeah.
I will see it. Okay,
Uh,
sorry, you passed somewhere a bit. Okay, yeah. Okay,
okay.
yeah. My question is on this brand identity and positioning document. Can you just throw more light, because we just have from now till on the 15th to do this, so I don't think we'll be coming to ask you this question again. That's why I'm asking you now. Can you throw more light on this?
Okay, which one is it? Fluorescent light you want or 60 wax?
Brand
Okay.
fluorescent is better. Yeah,
Fluorescent
because
is a fluorescent. Okay,
better.
so
Yeah.
first of all, brand identity. Okay, it just has to do with what is this brand known for? What's the identity of the brand? Like the name, the logo, the color, right? These are
Okay.
things you can also come up with, right, as part of the brand
Okay.
identity. Okay, so now positioning also goes. You know what? I don't want it to be like I'm giving you guys too much stuff to do, right? But I'm trying to also use certain words that will just help you, even if you don't know about it, you still learn. So, but brand positioning just talks about the unique value that a brand presents to its customer.
Okay.
Right. So it's kind of like it's actually a marketing strategy that some brands actually use to establish. So they use the brand positioning to establish the identity.
Okay.
And they do that by also conveying their value proposition. The designer should know about this because value proposition. If you check, for example, a very typical example that I'll just explain this is if you go to which website do I use now? Bolt. I think Bolt or let's say Uber. Right.
Okay.
Let's say Uber. So let me just show you guys something. Oh, this is just an extra. Let me open this on let me just create a new tab here. This is something you will pay for. I'm not supposed to teach you this. Okay. So for example, look at you see this thing. You see this word. This is value proposition.
Oh.
See just this statement.
Okay.
Because what are they telling you? When you read this, what do you get? What do you think Uber is trying to tell you? If you read this,
mobility.
just this statement. Apart from mobility, there's something else. Let's make this open now. Anybody on the chat, who can tell me when you read this statement, what do you think Uber is trying to tell you? Yes, mobility is fine, but what else? They travel any distance, anywhere you want to go to. That's what they are telling you. So there is no limitation to wherever it is you're going to. That is a value proposition. You understand? Okay, so
yes, sir.
It's not a big deal. It's not one big, sometimes some naming conventions all seems like it's one very big thing.
Yeah,
right.
But
it's not the way we are seeing it, right? Okay. So some things just have very big names and I wonder why they do it. I don't even know why it's that way. You can just stay with a very simple name and then we rest. Yeah. Have you heard of Staphylococcus aureus?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Just go and check what it is. You now wonder why is the name like that? Like why is the name picked? Like why? Well, that's by the way. That's by the way. So I hope that clarifies stuff for you.
Sure. Thank you very well. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay. Who else? I have 4 more hands raised. Israel, go ahead.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So, why you showed the spreadsheet the other time, I'm not sure what tab you were, but I saw my name. I think I saw it in the beginner, and I don't know. I don't think that's correct. So I just wanted to confirm that's what I told you. I need to
Okay, you know what would happen? Take I don't want to do this on this call, so we'll take that to the support channel, okay? Yeah, because if I start with you now, everybody will start, people will start, and that's not the purpose. This call is not for that because we'll need to end this session, right? So whatever, if like I think I mentioned that, so if probably you saw your name that is not where it's supposed to be or whatever, right? Once I drop the link, right, just go to the support channel and drop your whatever observation or challenge you're having, okay? Yeah, Josephine, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. My question is, you talked about internship. What I want to know is the internship for the intermediates alone that I've done, like I'm doing front end now. Is it for only the people that have done React, or for anybody that you are good, you are qualified for, as far as you can get your certificate, you are qualified for internship?
Okay, so let me put it this way. In the actual sense, internship is actually for just those who are certified in the intermediate level. Certified is the key word, right? In the actual sense, right? It's just those who have gotten to the intermediate level and are certified. But sometimes I think even in the last cohort, I made an exception for beginners who passed a particular test, right? A test that there are some certain beginners I handpicked because they were good enough. So I handpicked them. There are beginners who went through one or two processes and interviews, right? And then we're like, okay, you know what? Let's just open it up. So we kind of just open it up a bit. But in the actual sense, it's just for intermediate certified finalists. Okay. But if you're a beginner and you do well, right? Yeah, there's that opportunity also. So you have to go through one or two interviews and tests, and if you come out well, it means that you can actually find your way around. Then the opportunity will also be open to you. But primarily, it is just for those who are certified, from the intermediate level. Okay. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you, sir. Noted. Thank you.
Okay, good. Samuel, let's take your question.
Good day, sir.
Yes.
Please, can you hear me? So my question is concerning the WhatsApp group and the proposals that you spoke on. You mentioned if a team brings or a group brings an idea that you don't like, you could kick them out. So, what if we run?
Sorry. Hold on. Take a step back. Is I mentioned if people pick anything I don't like, I'll do what?
You could kick them out. You could.
No. I didn't say I'll kick them out. No. I said I'll reject the idea. That means you have to come up with another one. I won't kick you out because now. Hey,
Okay.
I know I can be wicked now, but not that way now.
All
Okay,
right.
so go ahead.
But the question is more like, could we get more than one idea, like, and run it through you or any other mentor before that time or before making the proposal?
Well,
So
I'll be on every group. So if you want to run ideas by me, that's fine.
Okay. And then my second question is, are there particular people that are skilled in making these proposals, or are we going to get hints on how to make the proposals?
You will do it yourself. You go and research and do it yourself. Nobody's hinting you on anything. This proposal is not a big deal. It's just a presentation. And you have to do slides, get your information together and everything. So you do it yourself. Don't worry. When you join the group, you guys should battle it out. Like that's why you will learn a lot of stuff. That's just the truth. So there's nobody there that's going to help you. No mentor is helping you do anything. You will do it yourself. You will learn on the job. You research. Okay? Let's see. May the best team win. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, but in the end, you guys should work together. That's all. So part of learn to work as a team, right? Learn to work as a team. Okay. Um, Adil, go ahead. Zakaria.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, go ahead. Oh, I think I hold on. Okay, go ahead. Hello, Adil. Unmute. Unmute.
Okay, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good
Yeah,
afternoon.
my question is, I know the project is based on a group project, but let's say, for example, along the line, you said we need to build a website, maybe an app. So, and we have about, let's say, like 5 front end UI UX designer, like 5. Is it with the job you assigned within the group that okay, you will design also part of the project, and this won't there be a conflicting design in that aspect?
Everybody works as a team. So if you have 5 designers, all of them will design the same thing. They are not designing separately. Everybody's building one product, right? So even if you have 5 designers, it just means that you now have 5 people to do one thing. That means it will be done faster. Have you? You just. I don't know how you made me remember this thing. There's this particular question in mathematics, and three sisters share a sum of money. I don't know if anybody who does math can remember. That's a word problem. Yeah, three sisters share a sum of money. So you have one product, right? And you have 3 to 5, 10 designers, right? It just means that the work should be done faster. Doesn't mean that each of them will design um, different variations of the problem of the product, no, right? So it just means that the work will now be what split. Same work will be split. The work, be split into 5 of them so that things can be done faster. Same thing with the front end. The work will be split. Okay, you do this part, you do this part, you do this part. So think of it as you have a product, you have a job to clean, a 5 bedroom. You said, okay, fine. We have 3 people that can clean windows. Okay, you take this window, you take this window. We have 3 people that love to clean toilets and they are very good at it. You take the toilet in the first floor. This one, you this, you that.
Okay.
So that's just it. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Love it. Go ahead.
Okay, hi Akis. My question
Welcome.
is
Old horse.
okay, so my question is there going to be any prize or surprise or anything for the best team?
Well, the truth is, it crossed my mind, right? It crossed my mind, actually. I won't lie to you. It crossed my mind. So but I'm still struggling. I'm fighting it. So let's hope I lose to that. I actually want to do that. This in this cohort, right? I think I will. In fact, I think I will. Right? What do you
Please
think?
do. Yes. Our court, there was nothing like that, so it should be different this
Yeah, yeah, I know. And actually, if we wanted to really give, we would have actually given you guys something because you guys did great in the last cohort. Okay. I'll take this upstairs, but I personally will do something, but I'll take this upstairs also to have much more backing, right? Okay.
Okay. All right, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Okay, for some persons will be like, Mr. Nike is talking. Don't worry, she's an old horse. These are people that have been in KodeCamp and they still keep pushing and learning new skills. Okay, Hamid Bankole, go ahead. Hello, Bankole, I can't hear you. I don't know, can anyone hear him? Because he's unmuted, but yet I cannot hear him.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay, so that's not from my end, that's from his end. Okay, Samuel Obaji. Why does that name sound familiar? Samuel, go ahead. Bankole, you can probably just use the chat, please. Yes, good afternoon.
Yes, I wanted to ask for we the front end guys are beginners. I don't know the extent of functionality that will be added to the project we are doing, so that because we are yet to get to JavaScript and some of us are lacking behind in that aspect.
What stage are you on? Hold on. What stage are you on?
Stage 4.
Stage 4.
Is it
Which
stage
one is
4?
we?
Yeah.
Are you a politician? That is we the beginners. You're a politician, young man. That is we the beginners. We the beginners. Speak for yourself. Okay, so well, I get where you're going to, right? The extent of the functionality is not dependent on me. In a way, right? But it's majorly dependent on you guys because you're the one coming up with the idea, you're the one coming up with the functionalities, you're the one saying this is what we want to build, right? So it's not me. So one thing you need to understand that in this project phase, you're not only going to implement what you've learned, you implement stuff you've not learned. That's part of the research, it's part of the work. So if there's a demand for you to implement a button that flies with that has 4 feathers and is flying, bro, go and learn how to implement a button that will fly. So it's part of your learning. So don't worry, don't be scared, don't restrict yourself. Be open to hard things because those functionalities you think that are hard, right? Once you're able to implement them, of course, it makes you better. These are things that you can actually, when you talk about, you can defend, and people will know that to be a seasoned developer. So don't run away from challenges. Okay, Faith, go ahead.
Yeah, so my question is, you said like both intermediate, beginners, everybody will be in the same team, right? And now you got me thinking like, let's say we start working on the project. At what point?
Hold on. Sorry to cut you short. I did not say intermediates and beginners will be in the same group. No. Okay, intermediates, they have their own group. Intermediate is broken into 2 groups. It's just intermediate. It's just intermediate learners that will be there. I'm not mixing intermediate and beginners. No, I won't do that. Okay, so there's no mix up there. Intermediates have their own groups, just 2 groups. Beginners have 4 groups. And it's just beginner learners that will be in the beginner projects, and intermediates will be in the intermediates. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And another question, because you talked about like we having this project idea and like doing the presentation, we send it to you and all of that. And I'm thinking like, is it because currently now in my track, we just finished stage 4. So are we going to be working on this project from like stage 4 to stage 7, or is just this thing is just to submit? Then when we get to stage 7, then we start working on it, because I'm a bit confused there.
Co-host. Okay. No, okay, not co-host again. Okay. What you're doing is for the capstone project. That's why we're in the capstone project onboarding. So whatever you guys decide is what will be built when you get to stage 8. You're not building it now, but you're coming up with it when you get to stage 8, right? So before you get there, you already have an idea of what you are going to build. In fact, that will also help you to start preparing ahead, learning certain things ahead of time, right? So this is even something that should push you to be better. Okay, so don't so just take note of that. Any other question?
I'm thinking. Okay, we have.
Be thinking while you're
maybe
muted.
when I have another question, I'll raise my hand again. For now. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so okay, Toby, can you unmute? Fermi, I'm coming to you. Toby Faponda, can you unmute your mic, please?
Yep. Hello.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Are you sure?
Very sure.
You're very sure?
Yeah, very, very sure.
Okay, I mute your mic. Thank you. Fermi, go ahead. I can't hear you, or is it from my end? I can't hear you. There was someone who I couldn't hear the person. I don't know. Did the person drop the questions? Yes. So someone says, can we ask questions after we have digested the documents? Yes. That's why you have the what's it called? Okay, I think what I'll do okay, let me do something right now, because I don't want to have to answer question more than once. That's not very it's not a very good use of my time. Okay, it's not a very good use of the time. So perhaps done. Okay, so I'm going to create a channel now, right? I'm going to create a channel, and you should be able to see that right about just a second. Okay, so okay, so I just created a channel. Ask any question you have regarding the project phase. Okay, good. So Paul, you not even wait first. Okay, so I just created a channel called Capstone Project Phase, right? So when you go through the documents or much later, if you have questions regarding the Capstone Project Phase, you can use this. So even those who probably your name or something, right? Maybe your name is not there or whatever, or the name is mixed up or something. You're supposed to be in intermediate for your beginner. You're supposed to be in beginner for your intermediate, right? You can ask that here. Please, when asking, mention me. Just do @admin, right? Mention me when you are asking your question. Don't use any other @ just @admin. Mention me so that I will be notified and answer any questions. That's after you've gone through the documents, right? Okay, so any other question? We're rounding up the next 2 minutes or 3. Any other question? We're good. We're all good. We're all good. Okay, that's fine. So, well, this was I believe this was an interesting session, right? I believe you've learned a few things, and you're a bit psyched up and ready for today, for tomorrow, for the final stage. I really hope that you all on this call, and expect those who probably will watch later, I hope you guys are able to really, really get to the final stage, right? It's a joy to have, almost, to have a huge number of persons graduate. As much as we would love the number, we also love quality more. Right. Yes, it would make sense to have 500 persons graduate, 1,000 persons graduate. Yeah, the number seems fine, but I think I'm more for quality. So if out of that 500, the quality there is 20, well, I will take it. I'll take the 20, and that's a win for me. That's a win, because it means if I'm able to take 20 and in the next 1-2 years those 20 persons are doing very okay, that's actually a very, very huge addition to the skill economy, right? Those 20 can in turn help another 20, that can help another 20, and that is how change starts. It doesn't start with one. No, sometimes it starts with just one person, right? Yes, Francisca, you're the one I've been looking for, and I'm just seeing your chat now. You're the one I've been looking for. Well, we'll move that later, Sha. We're rounding up. Okay, so thank you guys. So I think I've dropped. Let me confirm. I wanted to drop a message, right? On the announcement channel. So just hold on a second. Let's just do this. Let me just do this quickly here. Just a second. Let me copy this link and drop this here. So. Okay. So on the announcement channel, I'm going to drop a link to the sheets, right? I'm going to drop a link to the sheet. So you all just go there, check your name, check for your name, check the group you belong to, and then join the WhatsApp group. So check your name. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I think that should pop up right about now. Okay, Yeah, so that should pop up, correct? Yeah, so you can click join. Once you just identify your name, remember how I showed you, you can check your name. I'm just going to do that again, right? Just go to just do Control F, right? Do Control F, type in your name as it is on the LMS, maybe your first name, right? So I'm seeing a name, John Ewo, so I'll just type John. Now you can see there are like 5, you can see 1 of 5, meaning that there's 5 places where the name John appears, right? So you can scroll down to make sure. So this is John Ewo. If I scroll down, there is this is Emmanuel Johnson, right? There is John Abraham, you understand? So once you do that, for example, this is John Obinya, and you scroll up, find the group. This is group. So the group, the link you should click is the link to the right, not to the left. Wherever you find your name, the group you should click is the link to the right, not to the left. So take note of that. Maybe maybe I should even color it. I don't think I should learn to figure things out. Okay. So thank you guys very much. That will be all for today. Yes, waiting for admin approval. Good. That shows that you've actually. So that you see that time I set up that thing for a reason. So you see, you're waiting for approval. So you just know that, okay, fine. Just to be sure. Okay, so thank you very much. Let's all have a wonderful day. Check the announcement channel, Paul. That's where I dropped the link. Thank you, guys, and good luck.